everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and once again I'm coming to you with another range report. And today's range report is on another awesome SIG firearm. This is the Sig Sauer P229 Equinox, and I think I have reviewed more SIGs than I have any other manufacturer here on the channel, and I love trying out all of their cool pistols. And this is no exception to that. It's a beautiful pistol, as you can see. And so it's the 229, which is more the modernized 228, and has the Equinox styling. So before I get into the things that I like and don't like about this pistol, as always, I want to thank the people that make these videos possible. First and foremost is the owner of this awesome pistol who lent it to the channel. His name is Ken. Ken, once again, thank you so much. I want to thank my Patreons, as always, because through their monthly donations and support, they help keep the lights on around here now more than ever. And you guys can be a Patreon of the Texas Gun Vault if you want for just $1 a month. There is a link in the description below. You get all these videos early. And as always, I want to thank my primary sponsor who provides all of the ammunition for these videos. His name is Mark, and he's from an awesome company called Brownworks. And yes, again, I'm talking about that company, Brownworks. One of the best grip manufacturers in the country. Mark over there is an artist. He's a craftsman. He makes fine custom wood grips for a wide variety of firearms out of a wide variety of exotic woods and materials. And he can put on custom logos, custom engravings. And I know if you were here to watch a range report on this Sig Sauer P229, well, you have a fine taste in firearms. And your fine taste in firearms means you probably have a pistol that takes wood panel grips. And I have the company for you, Brownworks. I am showing you some of Mark's best work. As you can see, he can do a wide variety of things from laminate woods to custom textures, putting on those custom logos, custom engravings. Every grip he makes is one-off, made just to you and your specifications. So I'm going to put a link in the comments section below to his website. Go over there, see what you find, see what you like. I know if you don't find what you're looking for, Mark can make them for you. He spends way more time making custom grips for his customers than he does actually updating his website. But let me tell you, he knows how to make amazing grips, as you can see. So please go check out his website. Thank him for supporting channels like mine. He loves the Second Amendment, and he's a huge supporter of content creators like me. So please go over there and support him. Show him the love. And when you do contact him and when you order from him, please tell him the Texas Gun Vault sent you. All right, so let's talk about what this awesome pistol is. I've already told you it is a Sig Sauer P229 Equinox, which means it has this very unique scheme to it. It is a stainless steel gun, which most of the Sig P series are, but the slide is kind of partially nitride finished, so it has that black matte finish with some stainless accents. You have those silver controls and these wood grips. It's a very, very attractive package, and it does come from the custom shop. This particular model has the legacy slide, which honestly I'm not a huge fan of. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes, but it does come with something I love on every SIG pistol, and that is the SRT trigger, or the short reset trigger. All right, so let's talk about the things that I like and don't like, and as always, let's talk about the things that I like first. And I think I've already alluded to the main thing. It's a SIG. Man, do they make awesome and amazing firearms. And the P229 is a modernization of the P228, which is a compact version of their most popular model, the P226. So this is a double stacked 9mm magazine. The 229, as I said, is kind of a modernization where you have a rail. This gun also has military and police provenance. The 229 has been used by government agencies like the U.S. Air Marshals and the Secret Service. Now theirs were chambered in 357 SIG, this one's a 9mm, but the design in the gun is exactly the same, and I love that history. I've already mentioned too, I love the aesthetics of this gun. Yeah, I just like to show that off. That is just a beautiful, beautiful firearm. Looks so aesthetically pleasing, but it's not too gaudy, so it definitely has some flash to it. but it definitely has a classic look as well. As already mentioned, it does have that SRT trigger, which is a huge upgrade from their old triggers. Man, those things had a long reset, and they definitely fixed it in this. And then finally, when it comes to all of their different trigger mechanisms, this one is double action and single action. So your first shot, especially if the hammer is down, is double action, then everything else is going to be single action. They offer a couple of different systems like double action only and the double action Kellerman. I prefer the double action single action, so I do like that option on this pistol. But now let's talk about a couple of things about this pistol that I don't like. And the biggest thing that I don't like about this is actually another aesthetic thing, and it is the legacy slide. And despite the name saying legacy, it's actually a newer slide design. And as you can see, we have these cocking serrations that only go up halfway of the slide. I prefer the old style look where it goes all the way to the top, and I also do not like the small extractor. Now, I've never had a mechanical problem with these. I just like the look of the larger extractor, which comes back further. It's just that classic design that I think looks better, and maybe in the long term might function a little bit better as well. The only other thing I want to talk about this pistol is the wood grips, in that they have a very smooth texture to them. They don't have a lot of gripping surface. While they're very beautiful, they don't have a lot of texture, and I would definitely love a little bit more texture and that it feels a little bit more slippery in my hands. Besides that, that's all about this gun that I don't like. So let's go ahead and get this thing to the range. Let's see how it shoots. As always, I'm going to set up the target at 7 yards, put a magazine through this thing, get my initial impressions, see what the point of aim is like, what the recoil is like, and just generally if the gun functions well. So let's see what happens. And I can't argue with those results. The gun feels great in my hand. It's low recoil. The group was pretty good. It was low, but that was totally my fault because I forgot these SIGs are designed to have sights where the front dot is actually a little bit above the 2 dots in the rear. They're not designed to be on the same level, and I always forget that when I shoot these SIG P-Series guns. So I'm going to adjust for that in the next test. And that next test is, I'm going to double the distance of this target. I'm going to go for the head on this silhouette. I'm going to see if this group's going to open up, if it continues to shoot well at a little bit further distance, and if I discover anything else about the gun that I like or don't like. So let's see what happens. And at 15 yards, I'm still pretty happy with that group. I took a little bit more time with the trigger, and man, oh man, do I love the SRT trigger. It is so easy to stage. And if you have one of the older SIGs that don't have this SRT trigger, you can actually do that upgrade yourself, and I would highly recommend it. So right now, it's shooting pretty darn awesome. All right, so now I'm gonna shoot this up against a barrier or kind of bench resting. I'm gonna put the target out at 20 yards. And once again, I want to see if I can take the human element out of this, shoot for the center of the target, and see what happens to this group. I'm expecting it to still shoot pretty darn good. So Let's put it at 20 yards and another magazine through this thing. And that's not the tightest grip I've ever shot doing this test. However, I think it is pretty darn good practical accuracy. If you're going to buy this gun, you're probably not buying it as a target gun or a competition gun. You're buying it as a concealed carry gun or a defensive gun. And that type of accuracy is absolutely perfect. I've had no issues, no problems with it. It's ejecting strong. It's a very consistent feeling firearm. The recoil is really low. It's everything that you would come to expect from a Sig. So no issues, and the gun seems to be pretty accurate for me, and I'm happy with its performance. So now, as always, I like to give my wife Becky a chance to shoot every gun that comes through the Texas Gun Vault if she wants to shoot it, and she loves Sigs as well. So let me load up another magazine and see what she thinks. And for her first magazine through this, I think she did really, really good. She said she really liked it. She liked the low recoil. It felt good in her hand, and she really liked the short reset trigger. It's a very nice, practical trigger. I actually didn't think she was going to like the grips on this because they are kind of wide, and normally with her smaller hands, and as a lady, she has her nails nicely done up. With the wider grips, it kind of forces her nails into her non-shooting hand, and sometimes that can kind of bug her, but she didn't have that problem with this gun. But personally, if I own this gun, I'd want some more texture, as I mentioned, on these grips, so I'd definitely buy a set from Brownworks. But that's just what I would do if this was my firearm. All right, so the next test I want to do is the double action test. So normally when it comes to these Sigs, I actually shoot the double action better than I do the single action. Why that is, I have no idea. It's a longer and heavier trigger pull. Maybe I just take my time with it, but these triggers are usually really good for double action. Where other companies, when I shoot double action revolvers and the like, I don't shoot them as well. But with these Sigs, normally it's pretty good. So I'm gonna load up another magazine, do it all double action, decock it after every shot, and just see how I do. And like I stated before, I just shoot these things in double action better than I do single action. I have no idea why, but if you're somebody that is sensitive when it comes to a double action pull, I really speak highly of these triggers in double action. I really don't find them to be difficult to pull and feel and to predict. It's a very smooth, might be a little bit long and heavy, but it's very predictable and very smooth. All right, so the last test I want to do before I give you guys my final thoughts is the quick magazine change. I just like to see if I can shoot these guns fast and if I had to use it as some type of defensive use, because this gun really is designed for concealed carry. Would I be able to drop the magazine, get a new one in there, and get the gun back in action really fast? So let's just see how fast I can shoot this and how fast I can change the magazine. Now for me, and shooting other SIGs, I actually thought I could shoot this gun faster than many of the other pistols, but when it came to my point shooting, because when I shoot them that fast, I'm not actually looking at the sights, I'm just point shooting. While all of my rounds were on target, the group was pretty darn big, and so I know if I had a lot of adrenaline pumping through me, I might miss. So the gun doesn't shoot as natural for me when I'm just point shooting, but man, can I shoot this thing fast and get that magazine changed out fast. So it gets a lot of points for me on that. All right, so what are my final thoughts on the Sig P229 Equinox from the custom shop? Well, I do have to say, I knew I was going to like shooting this pistol. I love SIGs, I love the 229, I love a lot about this pistol. And I have to say, it actually exceeded my expectations, because sometimes when you shoot these guns, and depending on whatever the aesthetics of the gun are, you're like, it's just another 229, it's another 228, another 226. And this one has the legacy slide, which I'm not really a big fan of. But overall, it really did exceed my expectations, because it honestly shot really well. It felt great in my hand. I didn't have any hiccups at all with any of the magazines. It just ran great. It felt great, and for the most part, it was really accurate for me. So I give it high marks. I knew I would like it, I just didn't know I would like it that much. So no issues whatsoever. I like the aesthetics of it. It feels good in my hand. As I said, I absolutely love the SRT trigger. It's a well-balanced gun, and I think if you're looking to spend a little bit more for your carry gun, this might be a fantastic option for you. So on my star system, how would I rate the Sig P229 Equinox? Well, going into this, I already thought I was going to give it a 4 out of 5 star review, but because it really did impress me, 4.5 stars out of 5. What another great gun from Sig, and they just don't disappoint. I really feel like when it comes to a production gun company, they're just some of the best in the business, and I recommend Sigs to everybody. So 4.5 stars out of 5, Sig P229 Equinox with all those cool stainless accents, silver controls, very attractive offering. So thank you, Ken, for letting me borrow this and get a chance to shoot it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Do you own this gun? Do you like the 229? And do you have any of Sig's guns in the Equinox styling? And what do you think of them? All right. So once again, let me know what you think in the comments section below. And as always, thanks for watching.